If for whatever reason you haven't been paying attention to NFL news this offseason, that's okay. Though I don't know what else you've been doing with your time, you probably don't even have a job right now. I'm going to get you back up to speed and on with your day. This is the 2020 offseason catch-up. The Cardinals apparently discovered compromising photos of Bill O'Brien and decided to instead make the world laugh at him for trading Hopkins for David Johnson's insane contract and a bag of Wise potato chips. The Falcons added Laquan Treadwell and Todd Gurley. That should do it. They also changed their uniform to look more like a generic no-name football team in a high school boner comedy. The Bills traded a first-round draft pick for a disgruntled Stephon Diggs, which seems like a fair trade for both teams. Well done. After a heartbreaking loss to the Tennessee Derrick Henrys, the Ravens mostly stayed the course, which is probably fine. Oh, until they cut Earl Thomas for being a pain in the ass. The Panthers shipped off Riverboat Ron and the shell of Cam Newton. Then they took rival Saints backup Teddy Bridgewater and hired Baylor's coach Matt Rule. It's possible Trubisky has kissed his last titty in Chicago, as the Bears decided to go grab Big Dick Nick Foles. Out in Cincy, the Bengals have successfully bungled for Burrow. As is tradition, the Browns have decided to have a great offseason before underperforming, bringing in Carl Joseph, Andrew Sendejo, Austin Hooper, Jack Conklin, and new head coach Kevin Robbie Rotten Stefanski. The road to Browns' misery is paved with unnecessary offseason hype. Speaking of teams with unnecessary chatter, the Dallas Cowboys failed to sign quarterback and soup enthusiast Dak Prescott after making us all listen to the contract negotiations all offseason. Also, they replaced Jason Garrett with the embodiment of Campbell's chunky soup, Mike McCarthy. The Broncos continue to be a franchise that exists.
The Denver Broncos!
I think owning the Denver Broncos is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, explain to me why it isn't.
You just don't understand football, Marge.
Detroit picked up Desmond Trufant to go with number 3 pick Jeff Okudah after trading away Darius Slay to the Eagles after this.
What led to the discord in 2018 with your former coach, Matt Patricia?
We was in a team meeting, and he had posted a picture off my Instagram into the team meeting room, and told me to stop sucking this man privates. So I said, I'm like, what?
Minutes after this,
Well, we haven't picked a skill player in the first round in the last 15 years, so that'd be kind of cool.
we got this.
The Green Bay Packers select Jordan Love, quarterback, Utah State.
Then the Packers proceeded to sidestep a receiver, offensive tackle, inside linebacker, defensive lineman, and corner after 2 days. Texans gave left tackle Jeremy Tunsil a big payday after signing him to a 3-year contract extension,
So, you want some great stuff?
while fucking up that Hopkins trade I mentioned earlier. Colts gave up pick number 13 for defensive tackle DeForest Buckner. Also, they picked up Old Man Rivers, hoping his arm is still as strong as his swimmer's. The Jags sent off Big Dick Nick to the Bears in favor for the even more memeable Gardner Minshew.
I think I've kind of found my people in Jacksonville. Just the right amount of white trashiness for me.
Then the Jags released Leonard Fournette and traded Yannick Nkaka to the Vikings for peanuts. For the Chiefs, it's hard to talk about pretty much anything other than Mahomes' 10-year, $500 million contract. The Chargers picked up Brian Bulaga and Linval Joseph and drafted Justin Herbert with the 6th overall pick. Rams cut Todd Gurley and Clay Matthews and re-signed Andrew Whitworth. They also redesigned their uniforms, and they almost look really good. But because they're stupid, they fucked it up with the color gradient. After successfully tanking for Tua last year, the Dolphins grabbed Byron Jones and Kyle Van Noy. After probably the most typical Vikings year ever, the Vikings have lost Xavier Rhodes, Everson Griffith, Linval Joseph, Mackenzie Alexander, and Trey Waynes. Oh, and Stephon Diggs. After 19 years of terrorizing the AFC East and ruining the lives of many sports fans all over the country, Brady is finally gone, only to be replaced by former number 1 overall pick and former MVP Cam Newton for vet fucking minimum. After debating retirement, Drew Brees signed a 2-year contract, then proceeded to piss off all of his teammates for saying some shit a 40-year-old white dude from Texas would say about kneeling in Black Lives Matter.
Well, I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country.
He would later have a change of heart. They also signed Malcolm Jenkins and Emmanuel Sanders. Lovable dope and Brady killer Eli Manning officially retires. Pat Schumer gets the axe and is replaced by Joe Judge. Jamal Adams, safety for the New York Jets, took his disgruntled frustrations out on Coach Gase. A lot. Like a whole lot. And he forced his way into a trade. Jets would get a king's ransom from Seattle. The Raiders are officially now in Las Vegas in their sexy stadium that looks like a cross between the Death Star and a Roomba. They also added Corey Littleton. Eagles added Darius Slay after a trade to the Lions. Also, Deshaun Jackson revealed himself to be TikToked after posting a Hitler-attributed quote on Instagram. Then proceeded to act confused why people thought that was anti-Semitic.
That guy's fully TikTok.
Fully TikTok.
Steelers add tight end Eric Ebron, but more importantly, Big Ben seems to be back to form, after looking like the most Ohioan guy ever. The San Francisco 49ers lost Joe Staley to retirement, but they also traded for Trent Williams. The Seahawks traded 2 first-rounders and a third-rounder, and some guy no one cares about, for Jamal Adams and a 4th-rounder. Probably the most intriguing offseason of any team, the Bucs dropped Jameis Winston, picked up Brady and Gronk, and had a hell of a draft, and even got rid of the alarm clock numbers. The uniforms still aren't the creamsicles, but they're marginally better. And finally, the Washington Redskins, aka the Washington Football Team, aka the Washington R-Words.
Will you
the R-Words. The Washington R-Words. Right?
Dan Snyder has been absolutely grilled this offseason for being a giant piece of shit, especially after a Washington Post article exposing the organization of still not giving a fuck about women. In other news, in March, NFL owners decided to expand the playoffs to 14 teams because the old format made way too much sense. When asked about it, one owner was quoted as saying, "I like money." And there it is. Now you're ready to watch the 2020 season for however long the season lasts. With players opting out, players quarantining, no fans in the stands, and the NFL's seeming lack of any COVID plan, the season stands to be a complete shit show. And personally, I can't wait. Hey, you got to the end of the video. Be sure to subscribe for more NFL shitpost videos, and let me know why I'm stupid and wrong about everything down below in the comment section.